Have you ever watched someone stay in a relationship that was clearly hurting them and thought, why are they still there? Maybe you have seen a friend cry over the same person for months. Maybe you have watched someone get disappointed again and again only to forgive one more time. Or maybe you are the one holding on. Maybe you are the one lying in your bed awake at 2 a.m., staring at the ceiling, wondering why your heart keeps choosing someone who keeps breaking it. Because here's the strange thing about toxic relationships: the people who stay the longest are not the weakest. They are often the kindest, the patient ones, the understanding ones, the ones who see good in people even when everyone else has stopped looking. And that's what makes this story so heartbreaking. Because sometimes a beautiful heart becomes the very thing that keeps someone trapped. Not because they don't see the red flags, not because they enjoy the pain, but because every time they are about to leave, love whispers one more reason to stay. Maybe they are having a bad day. Maybe they are having a bad week. Maybe they didn't mean it. Maybe things will get better. Maybe the person I fell in love with will come back. And so they wait. They hope, they forgive. Until one day they realize they have spent years watering a garden that never truly bloomed. Today, we are not going to talk about why toxic people hurt others. We are going to talk about something much deeper. We are going to talk about why good people stay, why intelligent people stay, why loving people stay, why hearts full of kindness sometimes find themselves trapped in places that slowly break them. And if you have ever struggled to let go of someone you knew wasn't good for you, this conversation might change the way you see yourself forever. Why good people stay in toxic relationships? The question nobody asks. When people hear about a toxic relationship, they usually ask one question: why didn't they leave? It's a question that sounds simple, logical, reasonable. But the person living inside that relationship, uske liye this question feels completely different. Because they aren't asking themselves why they stay. They are asking themselves why someone they love keeps hurting them. They are asking themselves why the person who once made them feel special now makes them feel small. They are asking themselves how people can be both their comfort and their pain. And maybe that's why toxic relationships are so confusing. Because the person breaking your heart is often the same person you run to when your heart is broken. Funny. That kind of contradiction can trap even the strongest person. Good hearts don't fall in love with toxicity. No. Nobody wakes up one morning and says, I hope I find someone who ignores me, disrespects me, and drains my peace. ऐसा कोई भी नहीं चाहता है. That's not how these stories begin. They begin with butterflies in the stomach, with laughter, with conversations that last until sunrise, with someone saying exactly what your heart needs to hear. And that's very important to understand. Good people don't fall in love with toxicity. They fall in love with connection. Toxicity बाद में आती है, quietly or slowly. Just like a crack in the wall that nobody notices until the entire foundation begins to shake. Understand this thing. There is a version they keep chasing. One of the biggest reasons people stay isn't because of who their partner is today. It's because of who they used to be. The person from the beginning, the one who listened, the one who cared, the one who made promises. And every time things go bad, mind plays an old movie. It replays those memories. वो road trips, वो late night calls, वो long messages, वो inside jokes. And suddenly क्या होता है? Suddenly the relationship doesn't feel entirely toxic anymore. Because now you are comparing today's pain to yesterday's happiness. And your heart keeps whispering, maybe that person is still there. Maybe if I wait a little longer, maybe if I love a little harder. Because sometimes you are not staying with a person, you are staying with a memory. समझो इस बात को. Here comes one beautiful quality good people often have: empathy. They understand pain, they understand struggle, they see the wounded child hiding behind someone's harmful behavior. And while empathy is beautiful, it is also very dangerous, because sometimes you become so focused on understanding why someone hurts you that you forget they are still hurting you. आप उनका ट्रॉमा समझते हो, आप उनके फियर समझते हो, आप उनकी चाइल्डहुड वुंड समझते हो, बट आपको कौन समझ रहा है? आपने ये सोचा है? बिकॉज एक्सप्लेनेशन इज नॉट द सेम थिंग एज अकाउंटेबिलिटी. समवन्स पेन मे एक्सप्लेन देयर बिहेवियर, बट इट डजंट एक्सक्यूज इट. There is a addiction in almost. Toxic relationship often survive on one thing, not happiness, hope. The hope that things will finally change. The hope that this argument was the last one. The hope that this apology means something. The hope that tomorrow will be different. And hope can be beautiful, but hope can also become addictive. Especially when you are constantly receiving just enough love to stay. Not enough to feel secure, just enough to keep you waiting, just enough to keep you believing, just enough to keep you holding on. समझो इस बात को, you don't receive the relationship you deserve, you receive the possibility of it, and sometimes possibility is harder to let go than reality. And then there is this fear nobody talks about. Many people aren't afraid of leaving the toxic relationship, they are afraid of what happens after. The empty mornings, the silence, the loneliness, the endless questions, the grief. Because even painful love can feel familiar, and human beings often choose familiar pain over unfamiliar freedom. Think about it. A cage can feel safe when you have lived inside it for long, even when the door is open, even when you have the key in your hand. Freedom can feel terrifying because freedom asks you to trust yourself again. और इस सब में ना there is this slow disappearance of self. The most dangerous thing about toxic relationship is that they rarely destroy you overnight. They happen slowly. You stop speaking your mind, you stop expressing your needs, you stop sharing your feelings. आप धीरे धीरे ना smaller होते जाते हो, quieter होते जाते हो, more careful होते जाते हो, until one day you look in the mirror and think, what happened to me? वो हॉबीज जिनको मैं प्यार करता था वो कहाँ गई? वो कॉन्फिडेंस जो मेरे अंदर था वो फेड हो गया है. द जॉय दैट केम नेचुरली बिकम्स डिफिकल्ट टू फाइंड. And perhaps the saddest part is this, that many people don't even realize they are losing themselves while all of this is happening, because they are too busy trying not to lose someone else. There is a special kind of loneliness that exists inside this toxic relationship. It's different from being single. आप इस चीज को clearly समझो, because when you are single, you know you are alone. But in a toxic relationship, someone is standing right beside you and you still feel unseen. You still feel unheard. You still feel emotionally abandoned. और उसमें क्या होता है? You keep trying harder, you communicate better, you love deeper, you give yourself more. Yet somehow the distance remains. And eventually क्या होता है? Eventually you realize something heartbreaking, that you cannot build a relationship by yourself. I repeat this line on purpose in my every video. Love requires two people, not one person carrying the entire emotional weight. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि प्यार सिर्फ एक तरफा हो. दोनों की efforts, दोनों के emotions बहुत जरूरी होते हैं. In a toxic relationship, the moment reality breaks through, healing journey comes with a turning point. Not a dramatic one, usually a quiet one, but a moment when exhaustion becomes stronger than hope. A moment where your heart finally admits what your mind has been knowing since months, sometimes years. The realization sounds like this: if nothing changes, would I still want this life? Not the future you are imagining, not the future you are hoping for. This life exactly as it is. And for many people, that question becomes the beginning of freedom, because it forces them to stop falling in love with potential and start looking at the reality. And they start learning that love is not measured by suffering. Somewhere along the way, many people learned a very dangerous lesson, that the more you sacrifice, the more real your love is. That staying proves loyalty, that enduring pain proves commitment. But healthy love doesn't ask you to constantly suffer. Healthy love isn't a test of your endurance. It isn't a marathon of heartbreaks. It isn't a battlefield where you are always fighting to be understood. As I always say and believe, real love feels different. It feels safe. वो steady होता है, वो consistent होता है. Not perfect, but peaceful. The kind of peace that allows your nervous system to rest. The kind of peace that allows you to be yourself. And after learning that love is not suffering, it's freedom, this is what healing actually looks like. It isn't waking up one day and suddenly feeling okay. कुछ भी मैजिक नहीं होने वाला. Healing is much quieter than that. It's choosing yourself on an ordinary day. It's saying no when you would have said yes. It's honoring your boundaries. It's trusting your intuition. It's learning that being alone is not same as being lonely. It's remembering your worth without needing someone else to confirm it. And slowly क्या होता है, the essential pieces of your life return. आपका वो laughter, आपका वो confidence, आपके वो dreams, आपकी आवाज और आपका वो peace. Little by little, day by day, you come back to yourself. At the last, I would just like to say, if you are watching this and you are still in a relationship that hurts, I want you to hear this. Hear this clearly. You are not foolish. You are not weak. You are not broken. You loved deeply, sincerely, fearlessly, and that's a beautiful thing. But love should never require you to abandon yourself. The right people will appreciate your kindness, not exploit it. They will honor your heart, not exhaust it. They will bring peace to your life, not constant confusion. Because love is not supposed to feel like a question you answer every day. Love is supposed to feel like a place where your heart can finally rest, and maybe that's the very important lesson. Not that you should stop loving deeply, but that you should include yourself among the people you love, because the day you realize your heart deserves the same compassion you give to everyone else, everything changes. कभी कभी ना सबसे बड़ी लव स्टोरी किसी और के साथ नहीं होती, वो खुद से दोबारा मिलने की कहानी होती है. Sometimes the greatest love story isn't finding someone else, it's finding yourself again. And if nobody has told you this recently, you deserve a love that feels like sunlight after a long winter. Thoda sa gentle, thoda sa warm, but consistent. And until that love arrives, be that love for yourself. This is You and Mirror. See ya.